What is going on, everybody? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome to Fantasy Time NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. We got 8 games here on a Monday. It is Thanksgiving week here, James. So we have an interesting week of games. No Thursday slate, obviously. With the Thanksgiving, we have like a partial slate there, a couple days during the week here. So and a big Wednesday slate.
Big Wednesday slate. I wonder who's on the playbook. I wonder who made the schedule and put that playbook together.
I believe you're on the schedule for Wednesday. I do a couple of shows on Wednesday, so like I can't do the playbook on Wednesday, but I'll do the playbook tomorrow. Doing the Monday playbook, 8 games. I'll be the one breaking it all down for you today as you all watch and tune in.
Yeah, fun slate tomorrow. Now there is some bad game environments. That is for sure. There's some really good game environments. There's a bunch of teams on back-to-backs. There's obviously news that we're going to have to look out for. But, yeah, fun 8-gamer. Let's see. Houston, Sacramento, Denver, Detroit. The four teams on a back-to-back tomorrow. 3 totals, John, below 220. 2 of them are 213 and 210, and then 2 games of 237.5 between Sacramento and New Orleans and 244 between Milwaukee and Washington.
Seems good.
So there's some big totals, and then there's 2 spreads that we got to look out for. I guess 3. Denver 8.5-point road favorites in Detroit. Milwaukee 9-point road favorites in Washington, and where's the third one? Boston. So 3 big road favorites. Boston 10-point favorites on the road in Charlotte. But you alluded to something before we hopped on air that Boston could be positive. I mean, second leg of a back-to-back. We've seen players rest, right? So
second leg of the back-to-back on the road. Yeah, I was listening to the Celtics Radio Network here, obviously living just outside the city. And their broadcast team kind of alluded to that tonight's starting lineup could look a lot different than what we see come Monday's starting lineup. In my opinion, alluding to likely some guys potentially resting here. Talked obviously the bigs. Porzingis had been a little bit banged up, had missed games last week. We know Al Horford last year had kind of rested on some back-to-back situations. Now they mentioned starting lineup. Now Zinger's been really the only one that I think in the starting lineup that would rest, but Jaylen Brown obviously missed some time last week as well. We haven't seen Jason Tatum have a night off yet, so we'll see how all that kind of rolls out for itself. But yes, at least going into tonight, as we break this slate down, we should at least be a bit aware that maybe Boston does sit some guys here because they are big favorites. Second night of a back-to-back on the road against Charlotte. So, and we do expect with the teams that are on back-to-backs to maybe get some news here throughout the day, as it is anyway. So. Let's jump into the DraftKings slate here, James. Again, taking a look at the 8 games that we have on the board. At the point guard position, for 8 games, no guards over 10K. Feels like it's a little bit, especially LaMelo Ball, someone that's been over 10K now for a while. Down $9,900 for no real reason. 54, 57, 50, 58. My assumption is the matchup against Boston is a reason that they do have him kind of knocked down a bit here, but we do talk a lot about Hornets. They lost by 14 against the Knicks, and he played 36 minutes in that game. They lost by 21 against Milwaukee. He played 35 minutes in that game. It doesn't matter if they lose by 20 or they lose by 5. LaMelo Ball is playing 35 minutes in these games.
I'm going to have no problem clicking his name under 10K. Even in the matchup, you look at what he's done massive pace down spot against the Knicks, 36 minutes, 22 shots, 30, the Heat. Do you want to talk about a pace down spot, 39 minutes, 57 fantasy points? It hasn't mattered whether it's been a pace down or pace up. The things that we worried about at the beginning of the year were minutes. That's not a worry. And shots falling, that's not a worry. So if neither of those things exist and his price is decreasing despite going for 50+ in 4 straight games, I don't see the downside. If Santi Aldama can go for 60, I don't see why LaMelo couldn't.
I agree with you on that one for sure. Speaking of going for 60, De'Aaron Fox nearly went for 70 against San Antonio there. Now, that was a game all expected to be a blowout. Vegas is telling us it's going to be a blowout. And ultimately, it did come down to being a 9-point difference. But this game was close for most of it. And I even texted you San Antonio was up like 23-4 like early in the first, and I was like, "Whoa, dude, everybody's wrong on how this game's going to play out," because we had played some of that game. I mean, he's the cover of the show today. De'Aaron Fox at $9,300, still just too cheap in a spot against the Pelicans. I think we like here tonight.
In 31 minutes, so he played 31 minutes on Sunday. He had 30 actual. He hit 6 threes. He had 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. All while Sabonis also had 32, 13, and 6. So, like, dude, it's just like these two guys are just absolute machines. De'Aaron Fox going into Sunday's game, if he could have qualified, he would have been leading the league in scoring. And I think the best part about it is I don't think we weren't getting this type of minute ceiling from Fox in competitive games last year. No. 41 minutes against the Kings in a competitive game. And he played 31 on Sunday, and he never played a second in the fourth quarter. You have to assume he plays 8 minutes in the fourth if that game stays competitive, and he plays another 39 minutes or so. Like, if we're going to get 40 minutes, like, as long as he's under 10K, he's just simply too cheap, and that's just what it is. So no problem getting to him in any and all formats.
I agree. Lillard and Curry are on the slate. I don't really find myself looking to play them when Ball and Fox are kind of where they're at here. Agree or disagree?
I would be okay clicking on Lillard. I think he's looked better offensively lately, even in the last 2 games with Giannis. 27 and 12. I mean, that's just 2-man game with Giannis all day, right? Yeah. And having Pat Connaughton knock down shots and having Middleton back, like, there's going to be opportunity for Lillard. So
it's just a Washington matchup for me.
Yeah, if the game blows out, it's obviously, I mean, 9-point spread, but 244.5 total. I'm for one going to definitely toy with the idea of getting exposure there.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be opposed to clicking on Lillard. Little to no interest in Curry. I know he can break slates and tournaments, but no thanks right now for Golden State.
Agreed. Big price dump down after that. Mid-tier guards for you. Anybody off the page?
I mean, James Harden looked really good finally against Houston. He hit the game winner, but not only did he hit the game winner, he had a James Harden-esque performance. And truthfully, John, it's directly correlated to Westbrook going to the bench. Like, Westbrook asked to go to the bench. Harden runs the offense 24, 9, and 7. Like, it's like the James Harden of old, right? Like, I'm not sitting here saying he's going to go 8 for 11 from the field because we know how inefficient he can be. But there are times when he's inefficient and he takes 15 free throws in a game, right? So I kind of like the 7,800 for Harden. We got good minutes, back-to-back games, 34, 35, and he's the clear-cut point guard with Westbrook moving to the bench. So I think 7,800 against the Spurs. The Spurs just I don't know what to say. Like, they're just a bad defensive team. Like, Wemby may be blocking every shot, but it doesn't matter. Like, he had 8 blocks the other night, and they gave up 140 points, right? So they're 29th in defensive rating, only behind the Hornets. And San Antonio is playing at the 5th fastest pace in the league. Like, this is an insanely sped up Clippers team who's 20th in pace. Like, this is a great spot for Harden at 7,800. Not probably the first time that either one of us have even considered playing them to this point.
Any Clippers, really. We haven't been getting too many Clippers on this slate here. Cade 77, Van Vliet 75 for them. Pace up spot for Houston. We have the Boston guards where, again, we're a little bit unsure, but if somebody sits out, Holiday and White here at 74 and 63 are in pretty good spots.
Yes, to what you just said. Cade, no thanks. 77, like, whatever, on a back-to-back. I know Detroit's banged up. Like, Killian Hayes didn't play again on Sunday, so they could be even more shorthanded than normal. Van Vliet, very safe right now. He's been super consistent, having another really good game on Sunday as we sit here and record. And Drew, like you mentioned, I am just firmly on fading Boston pretty much unless someone's out. It's not that I don't think that they can. You saw it. If you think the game can be competitive, we've seen every game stay competitive. Kristaps Porzingis has had a big game. That would probably be the guy that I click before anyone else in a competitive setting. We don't even know if he's going to play, but until, like, I'm just probably avoiding, especially Drew at 74 Like there's not a discount whatsoever, and we saw what the floor is with everybody in. So
yep. The Van Vliet thing, I point out, 41 minutes and 40.
Insane.
Like he's just telling me.
Insane.
It's like Nick Nurse is coaching only Fred Van Vliet Houston, right? So.
Well, Ime, I mean, from
Udoka,
he plays.
Yeah, he lets his guys play a little bit. I agree with you. Guards at 6K and below.
Like a Jordan Poole's price.
Dude, he's not. He's just.
I know. I just wanted to point it out more than anything. I just wanted to point it out. Not probably not playing it. I am going to just say Dyson Daniels' name. I know he's 5,900. I know we're getting to a place that we're not accustomed to. But again, another situation, 37 minutes, 37 minutes on a back-to-back. He stuffs the stat sheet, and we're getting scoring from Dyson Daniels. Like 5 straight games with double figures in points, 28 fantasy points or more in all 5 of those games. I think he has a very safe floor. Like Sacramento is a great offense. They're also not a great defense. I mean, I think they're a little better than they were last year. They're 14th defensively, so they are like better than they were last year, but they're in a lot of shootouts. So I'd be okay clicking Dyson Daniels. I don't know if there's anything else though, like in the 5K tier. Maybe I usually obligatory Mike Conley shout, but even Mike Conley showed a floor last game, so I don't really know.
I mean, I largely agree with you on that one. Again, it was a big blowout in Detroit here, so kind of really difficult to like know who to go to. I mean, Burks played 22, Moody played 25 and had 19 points, right? Like.
They started Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, Jaden Ivey played 28 minutes. I mean, if Ivey starts again, I'd probably have some interest here. They got him at shooting guard only.
Yeah, they moved his. Yeah, they shooting guard only. And like you're like Sasser 5,500. No thanks.
Yeah, no thanks there. No, for sure not. So that's probably it. Once we get some news of someone else kind of cracking the starting lineup or seeing a bit more playing time here. Shooting guard position. Edwards at 87, kind of falling off the cliff since we touted him pretty highly there for a bit. Jaylen Brown, if no one's in, could have some interest there. But there's not, again, for me, not a ton. Do you pay the 9K almost for Brandon Ingram here?
Probably not with Zion coming back. It's a tough sell. I mean, he's showing a good floor the last few games. I mean, he seems like he's rounding into form. There's been a thing about, I guess other than Ant, but most of the Team USA guys got off to like a really slow start this year. Mm-hmm. And like even Halliburton the first few games, and I listened to Halliburton talk about it where he just felt a little weird, like coming back, and then they told everyone to not touch a basketball for like weeks, and then they're like kind of behind the 8 ball with camp. Sure. But Ingram looked better. I don't know if I'm going to click 8-9. And he lost his small forward eligibility. Hate that. Like I'd rather just play Edwards. Worst game environment for sure. I don't hate PG. PG's been pretty good of the Clippers. Him and Harden seem.
The 40 minutes is what's like again jumping.
Yeah, I mean they kind of they're figuring out their rotations too, and they need wins. So I think Harden and PG would probably be like the 2 guards or 2 Clippers in general. I would click. But then
there's not a lot. I mean, you can go Jalen Green at 66 if you wanted to. We'll see if Vassell suits up or not at 64.
I think he's doubtful. I think they've already came out and said he's doubtful.
Duncan Robinson keeps making shots. Right.
I'm probably just not. I'm probably pretending like that game doesn't exist, but I am. Yeah. It is factual that he is making shots left and right.
I mean, he can still get you 30 fantasy points at a 210 total. So
I'm not saying he can't. I'm just telling you that I'm probably pretending like that game doesn't exist because I think we can probably find a player at 5,900 that could get us.
Sure. Anybody else down here then? I mean, Champagne 44, like.
I mean, if Hoarder sits again, Monk didn't see like a massive boost, but he played 24 minutes or 20 minutes and had 25 fantasy points. So I don't hate Malik Monk, but 5,900 is a little pricey. Obviously Horder would have to be out. Alec Burks 52. I mean, he only played despite like 21. He didn't like play a lot on Sunday. Maybe that was due to the blowout, but they were down a
Probably
lot
due to
of
the blowout.
guys.
They're not going to give him the extra run there on the nights he doesn't have to be out there. I don't mind, but like you said, he's not under 5K anymore. So
yeah, it's brutal.
Those 25x fantasy points is good. Again, I would play Ivy if he starts again. I like Jaden Ivey. I think he's a great player.
Yeah.
Just wrong system now here. But yeah, there's not a lot. What's Norm doing? 30 minutes against Houston.
He was good. He was good
Off
the
the
other night.
bench. Okay, I give Norm a look at 41.
Yeah, they closed a lot of that game. They just didn't use Zubats at the end. They were just playing like basically Kawhi at the 5.
Sure.
And you could probably do that against the Spurs. Like Collins 6'10", Wemby, but Wemby just hangs out on the perimeter. So, yeah, I'd be okay clicking Powell. I am a little like, if Quinn Grimes doesn't play, would you chase the DiVincenzo ceiling game?
I think I would just go back to playing quickly.
Yeah. You would quickly go to Quickly?
I know Quickly did nothing, obviously, in the Charlotte game, but...
that was the DiVincenzo ceiling.
Yeah, but he broke the slate against Washington. So
yeah.
I trust Quickly to probably have a higher scoring floor than DiVincenzo on a
Agreed.
Now, it's obviously a salary thing. If you can only fit in DiVincenzo, then sure, but I think Quickly is the guy I'm going there. Small forward, again, if people sit, Tatum versus Charlotte feels great to me. I'm totally fine going there at 10-2. Buckets did not. I can't say he did nothing. He scored. We just didn't get anything else. 210 total. I know you're kind of fading that one still, but the price came down on him again. $8,300. I don't hate it. Where do you go next? Porter, 6,800.
Keldon maybe 72. Probably Porter after that.
Herb Jones.
Herb. I don't know. Was Zion back? I'd be okay with it, just because we know he can literally just accrue stats so fast defensively. Honestly, it's probably Miles Bridges. I know it's Boston, but Miles Bridges, 32, 33
Dude, he's been so good.
32, 33 fantasy points.
We talked about it on Friday, right? Like he was going to come back.
Yep.
He was a very good player.
Yep.
They said they were going to immediately play him.
And they
immediately played him, and he was as good as he was before the suspension. So he's a guy that used to be 7K, and he's under 6K. So this is what we're going to get out of him. Then we play him.
Yep, agreed.
Josh Hart's fine for me at 57. Guys are out of the lineup. You played Dylan Brooks at 51.
Instant foul trouble in this game. He's probably going to be chasing Curry, or if he's chasing Wiggins after the game Wiggins had last time, he's going to be in instant foul trouble. I try to avoid Brooks in like emotional games. I feel like if he is playing Portland on like a Thursday night,
he's better off than he is against.
Yeah, I'll be like, dude, because like, what is he? Is he going to get mad at Tumani Kamara, or is he, So I'm okay moving away from the emotional Dylan Brooks.
Did you see what Sam Hauser did this evening?
Sam Hauser just haunts my life.
Knocked down 5 threes. He opened the game 4 of 5 from 3 in like 10 minutes. 4 rebounds and 2 steals to go to it as well. So if he starts, because people are out of the lineup for Boston, I would go back to Hauser at 46. Would you play Koulibaly at all?
I don't know. Like the minutes are great, right? I think at this point we just understand that Washington is just saying, here, like you were the 7th pick of the draft, like go figure it out. We're not winning games anyway, whether they're competitive or not. He's playing 30 minutes or so. So he has a low floor, but he's going to continue to play minutes. I have no problem clicking him.
I'm with you on that one as well. Any other guys down here? So Tari Eason didn't play the front end.
No,
he did play the front end.
He did. He is not playing. He is not playing.
Not playing the back end. Okay, so does that impact then anybody else for Houston here?
Jayshawn Tate. Maybe? That Clippers game, he got in just massive foul trouble. He's been like pretty consistent. He's just also been basically under 4K every slate. I don't love 4,100, but if there's no Eason and Brooks is in foul trouble, like take a play 30 minutes here. It wouldn't necessarily be surprising. So, yeah, I'm okay with Jay Sean Tate.
Yeah, that's fine. Anybody else? Kispert, $3,800.
Yeah, Kispert.
For value play. I mean, he's 38, cheapest he's been all season.
Yeah, he's okay. What did Caleb Martin play last game? 15 minutes. His bump is continuing to rise. Moody's still playing like 16, 17 minutes every game.
Again, he played a bunch of minutes in the blowout.
So. Here's the one, John. Here's the play.
Okay.
So we got to obviously know the status of Kevin Huerter. They started Chris Duarte on Sunday, who was originally going to start, was like all those rumors that he was going to start the year as the starter over Huerter. Chris Duarte in 33 minutes tonight, 5 for 8 from the floor. He had 13, 8, 4, and 2 steals.
Okay. He
is the plug and play the slate shooting guard small forward if Huerter is ruled out. It's an 8 o'clock game, so we won't know to lock, but we'll have 5 games, left after to lock. So,
sure.
And like Detroit, Denver might even be a game we just fully stay away from, so we don't really have to worry about it. So just keep that in mind. Chris Duarte will be the highest owned player of the slate if Kevin Huerter's out.
I can get there. Power forward. You got Giannis against Washington at 11K. Randall's against Minnesota at 9K. Wemby against the Clippers. Zion versus the Sacramento Kings here. Towns is going off, and maybe rumors of him being traded to the Knicks, or the Knicks wanting Towns as well at 84. Talking about the top end power forwards here.
That'd be such a good get for the Knicks, by the way. Such a good addition.
I know we talk why Anthony Edwards is struggling. It's because Towns is not. So,
dude, Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson would be so good together as a 1-2 punch. That would be exactly what the Knicks need in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, I mean, Giannis is obviously, you can get to Giannis, right? He's shown a really high ceiling in 3 of the last 5 games. So if you want to get there, by all means, at a 244 total, probably don't go to Zion 85. That doesn't feel great. Just still not giving us enough peripherally. I love Towns, dude. 8,400, multi-position eligible, 50 and 3 of 4, and like 4 of 5 total. The rebounds have been pretty consistent. The scoring has been super consistent.
Random 9 assists here against the Pelicans.
Random 9 assists when I bet his 8.5 rebound prop, but all good, no worries. Yeah, he's really hard not for me to click. I mean, it's a terrible game environment overall, but Towns sometimes big. It doesn't matter for bigs because you just accrue like a double. Yeah, not clicking on Zion 85. That's. And then I don't know.
If Zinger plays, you probably play Porzingis.
Probably. I mean, he has been every competitive game. He's been
good.
Really good, like really good. He's not a sub 8K player at the end of the day. Like he should not be a sub 8K player. So that's definitely a discount if you think the game can stay competitive.
Agreed. Where else in the mid tier are we looking at power forward? Playing any of the Chicago guys?
I'm not.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, you keep saying Denny. He's like has Denny just like entered this like Tobias Harris range where like he's just safe?
Yeah, I think so.
Denny just feels safe. It's a tough spot for him, but the safety net of what he's providing feels good. You can just play Bridges. We don't know if Jalen Duren's going to be out, but Isaiah
Could be a Bobby Portis game.
Could be a Bobby Portis game. I mean, there's always random. We always get the Bobby Portis games. I don't. 6,200 feels so uncomfortable.
I agree, but it's cheaper than it had been.
It's definitely cheaper. You just don't love when Chris Middleton's out. He's still only playing 22 minutes.
Sure.
That's definitely a little bit concerning for me.
Keegan at 63.
Keegan at 63. He's been struggling. It's probably a pass for me.
Okay.
Probably. Especially when we could just play like Bridges 57. If Al plays on a back-to-back and there's like no Porzingis, I would click him.
Checking out his minutes here. Al Horford played 22.
That seems like a limited. I know there's a back-to-back, and we're going to limit your minutes.
Knox shot just 2 for 11 on today's slate, but maybe bounce back spot against Denver. I don't know.
2 for 11. How many minutes did he end up with?
26.
It's like
solid.
He
took 11 shots though. Like that's a big deal.
26 minutes, 11 shots, and they lost by 100. So you got to assume. I don't think Jalen Duren's status has been made official, but he's missed 4 straight games and was like not a close to return on Sunday. So assuming he's out, I'm okay getting to Kevin Knox.
Anybody else power forward?
I mean, Gallinari, if you want a guy under 3K, is going to probably get you 20 fantasy points.
In Caruso, he's point guard shooting guard. I'd play Caruso. If you mentioned him, I missed it, but
I did not mention Caruso.
I would play Caruso again.
Yeah, he's fine. He's probably going to get hurt, leave the game, come back.
Well, that's kind of what's killed him the last couple of games. Is he's had to leave for whatever issues, and then he eventually comes back in. But it's costing him playing time.
Dude, he's one of those like weirdly often injured guys. When you're like, why are you so? I mean, he's like a reckless player, but
sure.
I think that's it. I think that's
probably
it.
I would agree with you. All right, let's go to center here. Joker 12-8. Not a great game for him on Sunday, but we know what he did on Friday or Saturday rather, or Friday.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna have nobody to stop him.
Stewart, Bagley,
Stewart and Bagley are in trouble here. I don't know. 12-8's. I can just play Sabonis. So when I said, like, I'm not saying, look, I understand it.
Close enough.
I understand it, but they don't even have the number. Like, he had 32. He went 13 of 13 on his 2-point attempts, John. I think he missed. He took 2 threes on Sunday. So his official stat line, he was 13 of 15 from the foul line. He was 0 for 2 from 3. So math, he was 13 of 13 from 2-point land. He had 32, 13, and 6 in 35 minutes. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna save $2,800 and play Sabonis. There could be foul trouble here for sure. But I mean, he's just on a different level right now.
Did you mention Wemby at all? You just kind of went to Towns last time.
I did not mean to skip over Wemby, but we could talk about it right now.
Would you play him?
He has his ceiling is through the roof. Obviously, he has 8+ rebounds in 10 straight games. Yeah. He has 8 blocks. He has 4 games of 4+ blocks. 4 of his last 5 games, he scored 19+. He just kind of does everything. So,
and he's not a guy that gets taken off the floor in matchups. He's just out there. So
he's playing now. He will probably cap at like 35. I guess he had a 38-minute game in Toronto, but even in that insane game in Phoenix, 34 minutes. So Pop seems to be like kind of monitoring his minutes a little bit. I'm okay getting to
I'm just saying, like San Antonio Clippers, you mentioned, like they'll take Zubac off the floor and not use like a big that doesn't take Wemby off the floor.
No, it does not take Wemby off the floor.
Şengün 79 here. Zach Collins is 68. Zach Collins is playing really well, really good as well.
Zach Collins had that insane game against the Kings. That was why they were actually competitive against the Kings to start. He was dominating early. He dominated the whole game. But yeah, I'm good with both those guys. Şengün going up against Looney and their backup center. I think they were using like Kuminga at center, Saric at center. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be an advantageous spot for Şengün. And I'm okay Collins too. I'd be okay going to Gobert.
Okay.
He's been good. Gobert's had a underratedly good season so far.
Yeah. The blocks are back for him.
So. The blocks are all the way back.
Agreed. Where else are we looking at center value place?
Probably
Gafford a taste here.
I mean, he's going to play what? who knows when he's going to play 28 to 30 minutes. It's just really hard to ever predict, but there's always double upside with multiple blocks mixed in there. So yeah, I'm okay with Gafford. You know, low floor, pretty high ceiling at 53.
Sure. Anybody else?
I mean, Drummond.
We always mention his name, but another 20 fantasy points in 15 minutes here.
That's probably Mamu is now the backup center. Mamu's playing over Bassi.
Okay.
Now I'm just saying that more so for just to say it. Happy to see Mamu out there balling. Nah, that's it.
Okay, let's build a lineup. We trying to jam Joker in here, or what are we doing?
No.
Okay, we go ball then.
Maybe De'Aaron. I was going to say De'Aaron Fox would be like the first place. Yeah.
Right, let's go Fox again. I liked Caruso at shooting guard, so I'll go there. Small forward. What were we keying in on small forward? You said Dyson Daniels. Or Duarte. I mean, do we want to just pretend Duarte plays so we have the money, or how do we want to do this?
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely use Duarte. Let's see what the finger. He was questionable and he was ruled out like hours before the game. So, I mean,
if we use Duarte, it gets us 6,600 a position. I know we still have some guys we're looking to probably spend up for here. Let's see. Bridges at 57. You said you're just good on playing?
Yeah, he's just good on playing.
So let's see. 68-25.
68-25. Harden, or we go.
You said you like Towns at center. You said, right? So let's see.
Or Wemby, Towns, Wemby, or Sabonis.
Yeah,
I'd be okay with all of them.
Do we have another value play?
Powell? Sure. Yeah, Norm's if Norm's going to close and play 30 minutes, there's the Pistons value.
7K util, or you said you wanted to go to Sabonis here. Can we get Sabonis in our lineup? Sabonis will be a 54 util.
That kind of feels good. 54 util, probably definitely in play. Gafford, Alec Burke,
Ivy.
Jaden Ivey if he plays, or if he starts, I mean.
And just do that with some extra cash. Let's see.
Yeah.
We did Ivy as a forward, a guard rather. That gives us 83. Is that Towns? Towns is one off.
84.
Can we get $100 here somewhere? That's the question. Let's see. So what did I do here? Is Norm a guard? Okay, Norm's a guard. Towns is a forward.
Are we just showing complete stars and scrubs?
$4,800 util? This isn't really stars and scrubs. We're just using Duarte as our value right now.
Kevin Knox or Koulibaly.
Knox works. $100 left over. Just gives us the guys we want, right?
Yeah. Oh, I hate that Houston Golden State is 2-hour lock after.
I know.
Brutal.
So Fox, Caruso, Duarte, Bridges, Sabonis, Powell, Towns, and Knox, an example lineup for everybody. Again, we'll have the playbook out for everyone as well. I'll be on the playbook. You can get us on the Discord, get us on Twitter if you have any questions. For now, good luck with your lineup building processes for Monday, and catch us live back here 5 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be breaking it all down and giving you the latest news and updates you need to dominate your Monday slates. Good luck. We'll talk to you then.